Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Just putting on my makeup. It's Chemo Wednesday for those of you who watch and tune into this channel. You know that every other Wednesday I go with my dad to his chemotherapy appointment. So it's Chemo Wednesday and I'm just getting ready. So I thought I would put on the video or the camera and do a quick video just to say hi and talk about some updates. So I know that I started this channel with basically wanting to invite you along for my journey of why I was having skin flushing. Was it anxiety driven? Was it some sort of chemical reaction or allergy or whatever the case may be? So I set out on a journey a little over a month ago to try to figure out what is going on with my body, because that's the thing about our bodies, is that it's yours. Mine is mine, yours is yours, and we have so much modern medicine, Eastern medicine, holistic options, and all kinds of things that we can really look into. What is the approach I want to take and what are my thoughts around this? So that's where I started this journey. But today I just wanted to turn the camera on because I think, just like with most YouTubers, as you create a channel, you might start with one specific purpose and then you'll evolve after that. Today I just want to tell you a little bit about myself and we'll just kind of wing it and see what happens. I am 34 years old. I'm a mother to 2 children. My son's name is Sway. He's 6 years old, and my daughter's name is Trinity. She just turned 12. I'm married, and I've been married to my husband for 15 years, and we've been together for 16 years. I think I might be pushing a year, somewhere in there. I don't even count anymore because every day is just bliss. But seriously, we really do have a really great relationship. He's somebody I've always looked up to while we were dating. Great wisdom, and seriously, my best friend in the whole wide world. There's not a lot of arguments that go on, maybe some disagreements, but we're always looking for solutions on how we can meet in the middle, or sometimes I just lean in for him and sometimes he leans in for me. That's the dynamic of my relationship. I have been in the corporate world pretty much my whole adult life. It's what I did right after school. I just wanted to go see what the world was all about. And so I went in and quickly realized that holy shit, this is a system that you have to get hip to or get pushed out of. After losing multiple jobs, I got into a place where I was like, I'm doing something wrong here. And I've always kind of had a HR background. That was my passion, to work with people and help businesses become successful through their human capital, until a few years ago when I just realized, like, this is all just a bunch of bullshit and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. So I worked at an addiction treatment company and wound up leaving the HR department and moving into addiction treatment. And that, talk about a purposeful job that just drains you, and you definitely feel like you're serving a purpose, but you're also just really exhausted from, obviously, addiction treatment. So a lot of wins and a lot of losses. And then I got out of that and wrote a book. I'm an author. I wrote a book called Pressing Forward. It's about my journey with anxiety and depression and how I overcame that, being in the church and identifying as a Christian where people are not talking about anxiety and depression, or they weren't back then, and that it felt, or it was being projected to me. I was receiving the judgment as if I was doing something wrong in my life, and that's why I was experiencing mental health battles. But when I got into addiction treatment, which was after that season, I realized that's a bunch of bullshit. There's actually real mental health battles that go on, and not only do we have the ability to go through those mental health challenges, we can also overcome those mental health challenges in a variety of different ways that I felt were really closed off to me prior, but my mind shifted and my thoughts are more open, and I don't identify through religion, period, anymore. So, and that's, you know, a topic for another day, but I'm an incredibly spiritual person. I was definitely in ministry and drinking the Kool-Aid, y'all, but I don't anymore. I'm so grateful for that season. I feel like it really woke me up to a lot of things. It actually woke me up to the fact that that was a system that I was trapped inside of. So grateful for that season and people I've met and a lot of healing that I experienced through that, but also ran into a lot of bondage and broke out of that stuff. So, but I wrote that book about anxiety and depression and navigating that as a believer, and how being in the addiction treatment world rocked my world from everything I was being taught about how, you know, the world is big and bad, but it's out there somewhere, and we're just here to help save it, and a bunch of bullshit. So I wrote the book, and I wrote it from my angle of what I was actually seeing, what I actually experienced. And it was a little controversial, but ultimately it was not me telling you how to get over your anxiety and depression, which was the initial thoughts for the book. It was me just telling my story, because I felt like when we hear other people's stories, a lot of my healing came from hearing other people's stories, and if I could tell my story, maybe that would help bring some healing to someone as well. Not that I'm going to heal you, you hold the power to that yourself, but maybe I can help trigger something that'll get you there, or wake you up to something. So it's nice because you remove the expectation that it's your place to help or save or heal anybody. I can't do that for you. You can't do that for me, but we can do it for ourselves. And so all of that to say, I am an author. I wrote a book, and then I went back into corporate, but I actually wound up in a really great place. Quickly moved through the ranks. I wasn't even trying to move through the ranks there, but they just saw that I was committed to the small things and started elevating me up through the company to a vice president of operations, and now I am the chief people officer / chief client officer. I work with, branched out through the HR side, and now I'm on the client side of a business to help make the client experience all that it can be and make sure our quality is top notch, because I really believe in that. I believe that companies can function with integrity and character and still be profitable. So that's kind of some of my background, but I wanted to just put the camera on today to say a little bit more about me. I'm so much more than skin flushing and quitting birth control pills, and actually I haven't had much camera time with those things because I tend to not latch on to things very long. I will like get hot and heavy over something, and then I'll put some sort of action plan in place, and then I just move on. It's part of the release and go that I tend to do, but it's hard to keep a channel going that's like, it's all about this, when I'm like, but there's all these other things we could be talking about as well that maybe fall in line with that. Things like taking care of yourself, your sleep schedules, your diet, and all of those things. So I just figured I would just turn the camera on and just talk to you and give a little more backdrop of myself, and just branch out some. So right now, my husband and I are writing a book together, and it's about a lot of our awakening and spiritual experiences over our years together. My husband, when he was 8 years old, he prayed for wisdom, and he always says, "And the Lord gave it to me." So he grew up in church. But he always questioned things. His brain just works that way, where he wants to question things, and not to be controversial or fight with anybody. He just, you have scientists, and you have mathematicians, and you have doctors, people who want to question certain things, and it's what makes them so great at what they do. You've got to allow room for people to ask questions, right? Whereas like me, I'm a total empath, highly sensitive person. I've been tapped into a lot of energy since I was younger. I just didn't know what that was. And then when I went into the church, I felt like, well, that's the Holy Spirit. That's me tapping into the spiritual side of what I believe here. But there's just always like this inner thing that's been calling out to me since I was a little girl. Like I can remember that from being really young. And then as you grow up and you go through the stages of, I feel like something's wrong with me. I feel like it's me. Something's wrong with me. Turn this thing off, silence this thing. And I did, and I fell into deep depression and anxiety, because you're running from who you are. You are running from who you are, and when you lie, you have to tell a lie, to keep a lie, to keep a lie, to keep a lie, and then the next thing you know, you're so far out in the lies that you don't even know how you got there. And the whole time you're in the inside, you are calling you back, like, come back here. And you've got the things, I might have said this before in a video, but you just got the things that you left behind. You hid them in a corner because you felt like these are the things that are not acceptable. These are the things that my mom told me I was a failure over. These are the things my dad, blah, blah, blah. These are the things that the kids at school laughed at me about. Leave all of this behind. But when we get out far enough, we've put all these new layers of who we think we're supposed to be on top of us so that we can gain success and money and power and friends and all the things we think we want. But when you get out there on that ledge, you get to the top, you get wherever it is you're going, you realize, the fuck? This is all a lie. And then you find yourself looking back over in that corner and going, this is what I'm looking for. How about you come out of the corner? Let me put that back on and see how that fits. Or let me tweak this a little bit and put that back on and see how it fits. And you realize this like reunion, there's a reuniting and this like home feeling to, that's what I was looking for. And a lot of times I will say in my social media posts and in a lot of my writings, you are who you're looking for. You have your answer. So yeah, we can be inspired and motivated by each other, but ultimately at the end of the day, baby, I don't have your answer for you and you don't have mine. And if I was to lean on you to get all my healing and my answers, then now we've got a codependent relationship and that ain't healthy. So I think that it's been quite a journey, an exciting journey as well. A lot of pain, a lot of suffering, but it also brought about a lot of awakening, a lot of understanding the truth and knowing I can ask questions. I can hear my thoughts. I can get in circles with people who accept me and they want to be accepted back. My husband was telling me this morning that he heard this thing that said, never try to make yourself fit somewhere you don't belong. What? And if you were to put that energy into the energy you put in trying to belong somewhere, if you would put that into the circles or the groups or the topics that you want to study and all those different things, like how much more you would be, how much more whole you would feel because you're putting that energy and time into the right things and you're not around a group of people or, excuse me, a situation that's making you feel like you're less than, because you can get on that brainwave and go on down that rabbit trail. Or I know I can, and I hadn't done that really in years. A couple of years actually, because one day I just was like, nah, brah. I say nah, brah. My daughter hates when I say that. She's like, it is not brah, it's bruh. So nah, brah. That's what I say, because that's what I want to do. But I don't want to make the video too long. We're already quite a little bit in here, but I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to give another introduction to myself outside of skin flushing and what I've learned. And I'm still on this journey. It's gotten so much better, y'all. I don't really think about it that much anymore. Sorry, I keep saying I don't think about it much anymore. There are moments where it feels stronger than others, but my brain just isn't hypersensitive to it ever since I quit my birth control pills. So anyway, I just wanted to come in, say hi, set up the camera while I put on my makeup, talk to you, because I feel like I've connected with a group of people on the internet, because that's the world we live in now. And I can't have these conversations with people around me, especially working in corporate. I can't go deep where I really want to go and say the things that I want to say, because when you are in a system and you're working under that system, you have to fall in line. Now, I don't plan to fall in line with that forever. And like I said, I work for a great company, great guy, where I'm able to be more of myself than I ever was. But let's be real, it's still corporate. And there's still all the things that come along with that. So I wanted to turn my camera on, talk to you, and see what it felt like to just talk about the things I really want to talk about, the things I talk to my husband about all the time, the things we're writing about in our book, about growing and expanding and outgrowing the church, outgrowing religion, and not bad-mouthing it. I mean, I know that haters are going to hate and people are going to always fight for it. I was there, been there, done that. I was on that side. Let's just pray for that person. I get it. It had its place. My husband and I were talking about it this morning, how much healing and how much safety it created for me in the times that I really need it. But when I needed it, but when I got into a place where I'm like, this is not adding up to me anymore. Being able to leverage that to grow and heal and expand and become more abundant in all that I am and all that is around me. Religion stopped being this thing out there that I was trying to get to and trying to work towards. And I always say it just kind of wrapped up around me. Like it immersed me into it, or I immersed into it. I don't know. It just wasn't like a thing anymore. It's out there and it's me, and it just was. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's one of the reasons why I want to turn the camera on today, to just start talking about things that have contributed to my healing, are contributing to my healing, because it's so much more than just skin flushing. Yeah, it might be autoimmune disorders, it might be your birth control pills, it might be some sort of social anxiety or something physiological or psychological that happened to you, but healing is so much bigger than just, you know, getting to the symptoms or even getting to the root. Sometimes the root of what's triggering inside of our bodies, inside of our cellular makeup, is so much bigger and broader than what people around us are going to tell us. But you are who you're looking for. I've been on this journey finding my own answers for a long time with people that come in unexpectedly to help either encourage or drop a word. And YouTube is huge for that, just to be able to know you're not alone and that you're on the right path, and that there are these affirmations around you that you are not alone. The things you're questioning don't make you wrong or bad. You are who you are in this moment. It's not who you will be 5 minutes from now, but let's keep growing and expanding together and healing together, because when one are healed, all are healed. Thank you for taking this time to sit and hang out with me and watch one of my longer videos with just a bunch of rambling. But I appreciate the fact that I have a space here to be able to talk in confidence to people who would connect back to that truth as well. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have things that you want to share, please put them in the comments below about your own journey, about things that you've struggled with, skin flushing, that's always a good topic that we can talk about. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so that we can stay in contact with each other. And I will see you next time. Make it a great day.